I'm so excited to get started. Here we go. Let me turn my music off. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's all about the climb. Miley Cyrus, all about the climb. Welcome, welcome. I am so incredibly excited to get started with you. Say hello, drop a hello if you're here. Let me see you, let me hear you. Okay, welcome. Welcome to day one of our Kiss Your Struggles Goodbye, Create a Life You Love 4-day mini course. Now, I'm so incredibly honored and excited that you chose to be here tonight. I don't take it lightly, like I said in some of the pre-launch videos. And I'm here to give you as much as I can as we move through the week to help you begin to create a life you love, to kiss your struggles goodbye. Drop below if you have struggles, just write struggles, if you are ready to kiss those struggles goodbye. I know that from my own experiences that I've had many struggles in my life, and that you have the opportunity today to begin to kiss them goodbye. So drop below struggles, drop below hello. Let me see my comments are over here so I can read them over here. Yes, we're going to kiss those struggles goodbye. Welcome. So incredibly excited to get started. So as people are popping in, I'd love to hear what made you sign up. What was that calling within you that said, I want to be here, that I am showing up here, that I'm going to play full out. I'm going to begin to transform my life right now. What was it that helped you begin, that put that little click button that said, yes, let me be here? So what was that for you? Let me hear you. Let me see what's been coming up from you. I see some Georgia. Jolynn, good to see you. Awesome. Come on in. And here we are to get started. I just wanted to say that, I've been watching some of you come in and begin to really begin to put yourself out there. And the fastest way to healing is to reconnect with yourself, is to reconnect with who you are, your core essence. If you aren't connected with who you are, then I can see the comments here. Okay, awesome. If you aren't connected to who you are, it's so hard to create what you want, right? We can think all we want, but if we don't know who we are, if you don't know who you are at your core, at your essence, then it's challenging to get what you want. So I'm your host and your coach, Brenda Kiss, and I'm going to encourage you right now to play full out, to stay committed, not just through today, through the 4 days. Life happens, but I can guarantee you this: if you give yourself these few hours this week, you're going to have a transformation. You're going to have a breakthrough. You're going to be able to see things differently than you have in the past. So give yourself permission to stay committed, to showing up, to participating. Yes, it's great for me. I get to see you, I get to feel you, and I love that. I thrive off of that. But participation is really for you. So don't be a bystander in your life and just watch. Just watch and look and don't, not fully engage. Engage in your life. And use this as a platform for you to engage, to be here, to be present, to be participating, because that's going to give you an opportunity to make changes in your life. Don't sit by the sideline. So, here's what I want you to do. Right now, we're going to play a quick little game of what's called action. Action plus knowledge equals transformation. So right now, the first person to drop the emotion that they are feeling right now, the first person who's going to take action and drop down the emotion that they are feeling right now will get a free 15-minute call with me. So drop down the emotion, and the free 15-minute call will just help you to release that emotion. So the first person that dropped something down, who was it? I saw it. Anxious. Who was it? Fear. Nicole. I think Nicole Suk. I can't pronounce your last name. Excuse me. I think you won. Irish, my assistant. Please drop that in. Way to go. And wait for everybody else to take action too. And I'm going to keep rewarding you for taking action, because I want to train you and yourself, not just to sit here and listen. Because if you sit here and listen, you're going to get stuck in what I call learning. So you want to take action. And the universe loves speed. It loves people it loves to support speed. And so when I ask to do something, do it, because I'm going to reward you. So those that are taking action get rewarded, not just from me, but from your universe, from your guide, from your intuition. Learning to make decisions super quickly also helps those that sit in indecision. It's challenging. So let me play one more game. I'm going to say the first person. Are you ready? So Irish, we have Nicole. I believe she was the first person that shared her emotion. Oh, close that out. She was the first person that shared her emotion. I am surprised that they can call me while I'm actually doing a live. Interesting. Was Nicole. And so, all right, the next game, taking action, right? Action is where transformation happens. So are we ready? The first person to drop down their intention. Now, we didn't even do intention setting. We will today. But your intention, what you want to achieve in these 4 days together, what you want to let go of, what you want to bring more of in your life. The first person that drops that down will also get a 15-minute call with me. Clarity. Whoever typed clarity, that's Jolynn. You get another call. Awesome. Fun. Happiness. Very cool. Kathy, I will give you a call, because I also have talked to Jolene. So I will give Jolene her call, and you, Kathy. So we have Jolene, Kathy, and Nicole, who has won. Awesome. I want to release self-doubt. Good to see you. Okay. All right. So let's actually get started. Beautiful. The call with Angelica is not actually what they're going to get. They're going to get a call with me, Irish, but do not put my calendar link there. I don't want people booking. We will reach out to the 3 that I just named, so that they get their calls. All right, here we go. I'm going to pay attention, because there's going to be some more action that you get to take in the call today. So, what happens here is, so welcome again. I'm super excited. I see people taking action in the engagement post, the post leading up to today. It's been fantastic. Sharing things, opening up, putting out to the universe, or putting out into Facebook, although that's just the platform, but it's really the universe. You are already beginning your transformation. And so I just want to congratulate those that have been showing up, that have been participating, and for those that are here tonight that are participating. You are supported this week by myself and my team. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can go to Be Kiss Team in Facebook, send them a message if you need the journal. If you have any other questions, you can email team@brendakiss.com, and we'll get the journal to you. But you also have Angelica here. Angelica is my coach, a Be Kiss coach, who works closely with me and who's here to help support throughout the day, throughout the week as well. And you might get an opportunity to work with her, so be on the lookout. Okay, so and she's fantastic, and if you've spoken to Angelica, you can share as well. All right, and I know that we are just getting started, so tune in. You're going to be able to find ways to work deeper with us as we go through these 4 days. So make sure you tune in, pay attention, and take advantage of these opportunities, as they are limited times and limited availability. our 4-day mini course is to help you feel more confident, reconnect with your self-love, build relationships, build communication, create abundance in your life, and help you move forward wherever you're at. So if that sounds exciting to you, put excited in the chat. I can't, the chat's over here. So if you see me turning, that's why I do. So if you're excited about that, write down excited. There is like an 8-second delay. So what you can expect is transformation. You can expect to receive tools and resources and healings to help you to let go of the past and really bring in possibility and where you get to go in your life. You are fully supported here. This is a safe space to reach out for help. I know women have a lot of challenges around reaching out for help, and I'll actually speak about that in a few minutes, but you have the help here. You have the support. There's also an accountability post that was set up a couple days ago. So you want to go in, share who you are, and then go back through the thread and see if there's a woman that you want to connect with to hold each other accountable, or actually reach out to some friends, bring them on board and have them come through the 4-day mini course with you and have you and your friends as an accountability. So we're here tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and we're here tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And Thursday night will be a private masterclass Zoom interactive workshop that is a separate registration. That's for you if you are ready to take your healing to the next level. So I invite you to register for that. If it's not in the description above, it will be, but it also could be in the comments here, Irish, as well. But you want to go ahead and get yourself into that class. It's free to join. I just want to be able to interact with you. So that is that. Friday, we have a bonus healing, a transformative Neuro-Reiki healing, which you'll learn all about. Saturday, we have a bonus class about self-talk and how to switch your language to switch your life. And then Sunday evening, we are going to end with a beautiful, beautiful panel discussion of some really magnificent women. So more about that later. So like I said, the fastest way to healing is to reconnect with yourself. And after working with so many women and hearing about different things out there and doing my own research and going through and looking for things for myself, I found that there's 3 common problems that I see when people are looking to become their best versions of themselves, but for whatever reason, it's not working out. I want you to realize, if that's you, if you've been on this journey of self-discovery and you've tried many things like therapy or counseling or spiritual classes or healings or exercise or anything like that, I want to realize if you're not where you're at, it's not your fault, because there's some really big, what I say, loopholes in different approaches to becoming the best version of yourself. And the first loophole I see, the first challenge I see, is that women typically focus on a problem that isn't the problem. Meaning, people think if they work on their weight, or if they work on their time, or if they work on their relationships, or if they had a relationship or got rid of in a relationship, then their life would be better. Who agrees with that? If you agree with that statement, drop I agree. If you agree with that statement, drop I agree. If you worked on fixing your weight, or your relationship with time or money, or getting out of a relationship, or having a deep, intimate relationship, your life would be better. Just drop down I agree if that's you. I agree. Yeah. So the truth is, when you focus on these areas of your life, you're not focused on the root problem. And that's the mistake most people end up working with. They focus on problems that aren't the problem, but actually the symptom of the problem. Therefore, you switch one problem for another because you aren't getting deep into the body, deep into the subconscious, deep into your heart, and finding out what is the cause that you have a relationship problem? What is the cause that you have a weight issue? What is the cause that you have money issues? What is the cause that you have trust issues, right? People think it's all these things outside of you, and it's not. It's going within, and you're working on the symptom of the underlying issue. Let me ask you this. Have you ever gone on a diet and lost the weight and still weren't happy with how you felt or your relationships or all of that? But you're like, gosh, if I just lose weight. That was me. Let me see if I can pull my picture up real quick. That was me here. I battled with weight my whole life. And I just thought, oh my gosh, if I just lost weight, I would be great. And I yo-yo dieted, I lost weight, I gained weight, I lost weight, I gained weight. And no matter what size I wasn't happy, because you know why? I was focused on weight and not the problem that was causing me to keep regaining the weight or not feeling satisfied where I was. Perhaps it wasn't weight. Maybe it's a relationship. You left one relationship to find another relationship that's in the same boat. Or maybe one addiction to another addiction. The truth is, if you don't work on the root cause, and that's what I see, most programs work on the surface and they work on the outer symptom and not the root cause. To give you an example, I just took my son to the doctors. And he has some challenges with the bathroom. I'm not going to say names because who knows who will see this when he's, older. And, the doctor was like, well, if it's constipation, all you need is to take some supplements to help with the constipation, or you can go to a GI doctor and get all this stuff done. And I'm thinking, okay, we can simply go fix the symptom, which is the constipation. But what's the challenge? Like, the doctor is putting a Band-Aid on the symptom, but what's the challenge? What's the mental state? What's the emotional state? What's the physical state that's causing that? And that's where most people fall short in their self-development. When they're working with people or working on themselves, they're falling short because they're working on the symptom, just like the constipation is the symptom. No, we need to look at the emotional component around that. We need to look at the identity that my son has around that. We get to look at the physical component. Maybe there's a physical challenge around that as well. If we don't look on all of those areas, we're going to only have short-term success. Anybody write down short-term success if you've had short-term success in the past, meaning you had a result and it only lasted so long. Like, you lost 100 pounds and then you gained it back, or you had a healthy relationship and then you lost it, or you had money coming in and then you lost it. Short-term success. Drop that down if that's you. I'm curious, or am I the only one? Am I the only one that feels that way? Yeah, short-term success, because you're only focusing on the symptom, not the actual root cause, not the all parts of that experience. You have to get into all parts of that experience, or you're only going to have short-term success. The other loophole that I see so often is that women think they have to do it on their own. And the truth is, you absolutely can do it on your own. You can heal, you can grow, you can read a bunch of self-help books, you can get your answers, like you can come to a class like this and go find some tools and use it and have some results. But I will tell you what, that's the longest path to self-discovery. It's the longest path to finding your happiness, because when you have a guide, when you have somebody helping you move through, what happens is resistance will show up. Resistant means you don't want to do the work anymore. You stop doing what's working. Drop down if this is, say yes if this is you, meaning you read a book, or you took a little course, or you took a program and it was only a few weeks long, and afterwards the results your resistance showed up, meaning you stopped doing what you were guided to do, or you stopped following the programs, guidelines, or all of a sudden the program doesn't work, it's not for you, you just throw things away, or that book, oh, that's not what I want to read anymore, I want to read this book over here, that book over here has more of I'm more in alignment with what's going on in this book, and then you're reading this book and all of a sudden you don't like something happens and you're like, oh, no, let me try this book. That's resistance. I've stopped a lot. Yes, that's resistance. When you know what to do and you're not doing it, or you don't stick through, that's because you're letting resistance come into play. How many self-help books have you read? I mean, I've had piles of them, right? You don't have a guide that's moving you through the process. And so when resistance shows up, if you're on your own, you just say, okay, let me go over here, and you change directions. And so you get to figure that out. And in my Fear to Freedom program, we actually are together for 12 months so that resistance can be blown away, that you can move through it and not let it run your life. Because no matter where you are in your journey, the moment you step outside your comfort zone, resistance shows up. It shows up as doubt. It shows up as fear. And you're like, okay, I must come back. And so when we're together for 12 months, we push you through that resistance and help you work through it so it doesn't dictate your life. So more than you can count, way too many. Yeah, so it's time to not let, stop doing it yourself and letting resistance win. And I started to allude on this in the earlier, a few minutes ago, but the last part that I see is that people focus on one aspect of their life, like their spirituality, their emotions, their mindset, exercise, therapy, that kind of thing, where it only focuses on one part of you. And the reasons you haven't gotten results there is because your experience in your life don't affect one part of you. It affects your whole being, your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul all get affected by your experiences and the things that happen in your life. And therefore, to get transformation and to have lifelong transformation, you get to work on all parts of you. So I'll give you an example. What I mean by that is in 2017, I tripped jogging and I fell and I broke my jaw. And there's a little scar there. I broke my jaw into 3 places. And there was a lot of trauma with that. I never broke a bone in my life, 2017. So what is that? 6 years, almost 6 years ago, it'll be 6 years this summer. I did energy healing. I did all of this stuff, but it's amazing what happens in the body. The body stores so much stuff and the subconscious never forgets. And so a couple of weeks ago, I was walking and I tripped and I almost fell. And I had the same visceral reaction. Like I felt all of that trauma from my initial fall in 27 still in my body, even though I've done a lot of work. I didn't have the mental story around it. I didn't have the emotional stories around it, but there was still some physical trauma in my body that I was unaware of. And so I got to go release that. But if I didn't have the tools to understand all parts of that experience, then I wouldn't have been able to move through it, right? That's why I developed what's called transformative neuroreiki. I've tried everything out there and nothing was working for me. And I put together the components of things that I tried and I put it together into a step-by-step process called transformative neuroreiki. And you're going to experience some of these tools and processes this week. It focuses on energy healing and spirituality, emotions and embodiment, and reprogramming your subconscious mind and your chakras, which is your energetic body. So who's excited about that? Let me see. I'm going to have to come back and read the comments. But so today, day 1, the power of tuning in to me, myself, and I, becoming present in this moment, in this life is what gets to happen. If you are present, you can't have anxiety. You can't worry about the future, worry about the past. You actually live in the moment. And what happens when you live outside of yourself, when you're not present? You live disconnected from your heart, your true essence. I mean, you become you're living in the world of what I called shoulds. You get stuck in your head. When you're living outside of your heart space, you're living in your head and you get stuck in the worlds of shoulds. I should help this person. I should help that person. I should do this. I should do that. Should I do this? Should I do that? You live in doubt and you have no idea what your heart truly wants, and life is happening to you. And you become the victim of your life, of your story. And you live in the world of hurt, maybe disappointment, depression, disgust, frustration, afraid to take action and do the things that you truly, truly want because you're so disconnected. You have no sense. And what happens throughout our experiences is trust begins to get broken. Write down trust. Drop trust below. If you have challenges with trusting others, trusting yourself, trusting the process of life, if you have a lot of doubt, that means you have trust issues. If you have a lot of second guessing yourself or feeling stuck, there's trust issues. So if you have a lot of trust issues, trust, yeah. Trusting others. So yeah, when you have trust issues, it comes down from the disconnection within yourself. Because trust comes from being by knowing your feelings, knowing your emotions, knowing your thoughts, knowing your beliefs, and being completely comfortable with sharing that. And what happens for most people is they have trust in the beginning of their life. And when trust gets broken, it's different for everybody. But what happens is there's a moment where you have an experience and all of a sudden you doubt the feeling you had. I'll give you an example. So when I was growing up, I was sexually molested by an uncle. And I remember clearly wanting with every part of my being to tell my parents. That was my heart. That was my essence. That was my soul, right? But my uncle would tell me I would destroy my family. I would break up the whole family. And who wants to do that? And I couldn't do that to my family. I loved my family. I didn't want my family to get broken into pieces. So in that moment, I stopped trusting myself. I trusted his word. I trusted the word of him versus myself. And when you start to trust voices outside of you instead of your own inner knowing, you break trust with yourself. And when you break trust with yourself, then you cannot trust others, nor can others trust you. So one of the best things to do is to begin to build that trust in yourself, is to begin to reconnect with you, reconnect with who you are. And so I remember my first client, she was a stay-at-home mom. She had 3 beautiful sons that was her dream, to be a stay-at-home mom. That's all. You could ask her when she was growing up, all she wanted to do was be a stay-at-home mom. And her days were filled with kids and activities for the kids. And what happened was she ended up giving all of herself to her children, meaning she played with them, she homeschooled them, she slept, put them, laid with them, slept with them, fed them, took them to places. She showed up 110% for them and left no room for herself. Sound familiar? Anybody give everything to everybody else and not yourself? Right? Because you're looking for something outside of you to fulfill you, when you get to be fulfilled within. And what happened was, as much as that was her dream to be a stay-at-home mom, what happened was she began to resent the people she loved most in her life. And it wasn't until she started to tune in, to get back into her body, into her feelings, into her emotions, was she truly able to enjoy being a stay-at-home mom, to be with her kids and really appreciate and love life again. So maybe it's not your children you're giving everything to. Maybe it's work or a relationship or a family member. And so most people do this for loving connection. It's our number one human need. And you'll do more for others than you do for yourself. And you put your things and yourself on the back burner. Drop a R if you can relate, or just write the word relate, whatever is easier for you. And so today we're going to talk about tuning into yourself so that you can begin to trust yourself again. You can begin to realign with your heart's desire and show up for others. I love serving. I love being supportive to people, but not at the expense of my life anymore. Right? So this isn't about putting yourself first and forgetting about taking care of others. It's about putting yourself first so that you can actually show up with love and bring that energy of compassion and empathy and love to the people that you love versus resentment, anger, and frustration or overwhelmed. I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Brenda Kiss. For those that don't know me, I've helped thousands of women reduce their anxiety, self-doubt, overwhelm to create a life they love, of joy, of confidence by reconnecting them back to their heart, back to themselves, allowing them to manifest great things in their life with ease and grace. I developed the fastest way to healing called Transformative Neuro Reiki, which helps you gain clarity around your inner conflict, that inner ego versus spirit, head versus heart, to help you create miracles in your life. So during this mini course, you're going to release old and stuck emotions. You're going to gain proven tools and techniques to live a happier you. Even though these are simple but very powerful daily practices to shift the way you feel in every moment. So if something seems so simple, how is it going to work? Just trust. We talked about that, right? Just allow yourself to trust that these processes will work if you use them. So you'll gain clarity. You'll see things from a greater perspective. Your heart will begin to open and you begin to create happiness and joy. I can't tell you how many times I've done this course and people said, I don't know how this has shifted me so quickly and so powerfully. You'll be able to be that role model for your family, for your children. Feel confident. So let's start with setting some intentions. So everybody just drop in where you're at, take a moment, have a seat. If you haven't, close your eyes if you're not driving. Take a nice deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. One more deep breath together and out. And just for a moment, bring in the feeling of gratitude for yourself for showing up, gratitude for this time that you've put aside for yourself, gratitude for the gift of knowledge, the gift of transformation. And in this sense of gratitude, realize that something inside of you brought you here today. And that was you already beginning to trust this little intuitive nudge that you had. There's many people that sign up that might not watch today, but you followed through on your intuition. You followed through on that part of you that was acknowledging that you wanted more in your life, that you wanted something different. And that's how you begin to build trust. That's how you begin to continue to take action on the things that feel in alignment. Not things that you think will help, but things that feel in alignment with you. And in order to feel, you have to get present. You have to become into your body. So as you allow yourself this moment of being here in this moment, on your journal and in the chat, just write down an intention. An intention is just simply, I intend to connect, I intend to hold space, I intend to create possibilities and trust. I intend to release. I intend to gain clarity on something specific, whatever it is that's for you. I intend to let go of old trauma, whatever. And once you have that, drop it in the chat and open your eyes and drop it in the chat. Tears of release. And someone says they're in tears. Tears of release. So one of the keys of creating a life you love is the power of tuning into you, yourself, and you. In the book, it says me, myself, and I, right? But it's getting to know you. You get to know you. You have everything within you. You always have and you always will. It's layer of other people, influences, experiences that you and I all have that we put meaning on, that come over our heart. And then we forget who we are. And I know it can be scary or overwhelming or maybe feel even impossible to get to know you, to get to feel into you, to get to connect with you. I remember when somebody asked me the very first time, I was so disconnected. I was so frustrated. I was overwhelmed. I was angry, and I ate all the time. I had an eating disorder. I literally ate all the time. I ate when I was happy, sad, tired, lonely, frustrated, angry, bored, with my kids, you name it, I ate. And she said, eat only when you're hungry. And I was like, gosh, if I knew that, I could. But the process we're going to go through today is about connecting with you. It's about connecting and feeling and being embodied in your body. And this takes a little bit of time. This takes a little bit of time. So in order to release frustration, overwhelm, guilt, or anything else, you have to uncover the hidden stories, the buried feelings, and then process your emotions. And in order to do that, and that's what we're going to be doing throughout the week, in order to do that, you're going to tune in. You have to tune into you. So how do you tune in? So there's a couple ways that I'm going to give you a brief overview, and then I'm going to take you through a process to help you tune in, right? So the first way to tune in that I'm sharing with you is heart-centered breathing. It's basically what we just did. We put our hands on our heart, we closed our eyes, and we just took 3 slow, deep breaths. This actually helps you to release endorphins. It helps to bring you into the moment. It helps to ground you into the body. And then from there, you could actually say, what do I need right now? But if we're so anxious and we're all over the place, we have no idea what we need. Or if we're so stuck and there's clouds all over us, we have to take some deep breaths to begin to open. The heart leads. When you open your heart leads the way. But if there's so much stuff clouding it, then how do we lead? How does it lead? It leads from a foggy viewpoint. So heart-centered breathing is one way to get grounded, get into your body, one way to begin to feel yourself. The next way is to sit still or in quiet. I can't tell you how many people I know that can't do that. Drop below still and quiet if you have a hard time sitting in a still, quiet space. I sit for 30 minutes every morning with no noise, nothing, just quiet. That's when you start to feel your body, you start to notice your emotions, maybe things that aren't comfortable, feelings that don't feel good, right? You got to put away all your distractions and tune in to that. Be still, be quiet. Hard time. Yeah, you got so much stuff going in your mind because there's so many rules and things that you have around, feelings that you don't want to feel. So still and quiet. Take some practice. I couldn't do it. I had to set a timer for 5 minutes and start with 5 minutes a day. And now I stop at 30 just because that's all I have time in my space in the morning. I could create more. That's the only time I don't want to have to get up earlier. Then you have the next tool, grounding, and that's about using your 5 senses. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you taste? What do you hear? Being outside in nature. These are all ways to be grounded. Being grounded means you're coming into your body. You're not thinking about the 1,000 things on your to-do list or the things you didn't do or the things that people made you mad. You're not thinking about that. You're using your senses. You're looking, look around, notice the colors, notice the sounds of the room and the smells and things that you hear. That's a great way to begin to tune in. And then you have meditation. I love meditation. Sitting in quiet and stillness is one form of meditation, but there's guided meditations, there's walking meditations, there's quiet meditations, there are affirmative meditations. I love to exercise and meditate at the same time because I just focus on my breathing and my exercise. So that's a great way to meditate too. Find a meditation practice that feels good to you. That's how you begin to get guidance and begin to get clarity on yourself. One way, right? But the way I really want to dive in and speak to, this is a way that changed my life, and knowing this information or really tuning into your chakras, which I'll explain what it is in a minute, gives you an opportunity to work on the many layers of you. And a lot of people, when they work on chakras, they don't bring all components into each chakra, meaning they work on the physical component or the emotional component or the mental component. And what we do here in Fear to Freedom in my program, and what we'll do this week, is we'll really take each aspect of the chakra and dive into it so we can understand the mindset around it, the neuroscience, the brain patterns around it. Right? We cannot change something unless we become aware, and everything is a pattern in our life. So then we'll start looking at the patterns. And then we'll look at the emotional pieces that are tied to the chakras, and then the physical pieces that are tied to the chakra. And then we will work through all that so that we can open up your chakras. So your chakras are these energy vortexes in your body. And if you don't know, and if you do know about chakras, be open to doing some different types of work. So these chakras, we have hundreds of them, hundreds of chakras. And what happens is when they're vibrating in the frequency that they're designed to vibrate, you know how a chiropractor puts your spine back into alignment? Energy heal, all the stuff that I spoke about transformative neuroreiki, puts your energy back into alignment. So drop the game. Here we go, giveaway. Take action. The first 2 people that drops below chakra alignment will get a free clarity call with Angelica to help you with the chakras that we're about to go through. Chakra alignment, first 2 people that do that, we will give you 2 free calls. I mean, 1 free call each. I don't know who it is. It says, I see somebody did it. Well, chakra, how do you spell that? Look at the one above you. She spelled it chakra, CHAKRAS. Chakra alignment. I love it. I love it. So what we'll do for those that just answered, Angelica, I know that I'm going to make a special offer, but we get to book them first. Okay. So the first 2 people that said it, I can't see their names for some reason right now. Their names aren't coming up. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to first feel into your body. And we're going to go through a process, and I'm going to take you through this process just to notice what you feel or don't feel, or what comes to you or doesn't come to you. There is nothing right or wrong about this process. There is nothing that you did wrong or don't know what to do. So just trust this process right here and see what it's like for you. So wherever you're at, take a seat and get grounded, meaning just get present. Close your eyes and rub your hands palm to palm together. Just rub them together, create some energy. And as you create the energy, just setting the intention to tune into yourself. And take a nice deep breath in, slowing your hands down, breathe in and out. Next breath in, allowing yourself to connect with yourself. And out. One more deep breath together. Breathe in and out. Beautiful. With your eyes remaining closed, just take your hand to the top of your head. You're just going to hover down the front of your body. So your, I'll say, non-dominant hand. Take it to the top of your head, and then you're going to run it down the front of your body. And you're just going to notice if there's anything that you feel. Maybe there's tingling, maybe there's heaviness, maybe there's warmth, maybe there's nothing. You're just going to take inventory. You're going to take your hand down your body, and you're going to notice if there's any part of your body that your hand wants to stay at, or just part of your body that calls out to you, down the front of your body, down through your throat, down through your chest, the front part of your body. All the way down to your pelvic area. And then once you're done down the pelvic area, you can open up your eyes and just drop down. Did you notice any part of your body? Say yes, notice, and what part? If you didn't, say no, didn't notice. Yes, notice, and then the part of the body you noticed where your hand felt different or your body part felt different. Write down yes, notice, and what part of the body that was. And then write down no, didn't notice. Yes, heart, chest. Heather, what was the part? Throat, root, tingling at the heart, face. Notice the nose. Okay. So, no, Shauna didn't feel anything. I will try to change my life with confidence. Yes, my chest, warmth at the throat and the heart. Okay. So as you notice that, just keep notes for yourself, or, pay attention. So that was your body giving you a message, right? Just that small tuning in gave you a message. Now, if you didn't feel anything, there's just a disconnection between you, yourself, and yourself. So you're disconnected. And I remember the first time I did that exercise, I was like, what do we feel? I don't feel anything. There's no judgment. It just means that we get to really work on taking layers off. And if you did feel something, that's your indication that that's the part of you that you get to look at. That's the part of you that you get to begin to tune into, right? And if there isn't, if you didn't have a part that spoke to you with the scan that you just did, don't worry, because we have the mental part, right? Like, so if the physical body isn't connected to it, we can look at the mental part or the emotional part, right? So that we can connect with that part. So I'm going to go through, we have 7 main chakras, and chakras, when they're balanced, you feel light, you feel easeful, you feel joyful, you feel fun, you feel confident. Who wants some of that? Drop a yes if you want some of that. We get to align your chakras. And so when you align your chakras, things are open and joyful and connected and trusting and fun. And you live in the world of possibility. You live in the world of thinking like, yes, this is possible. I can do this, right? So when we have our chakras here, when they're in alignment, everything is working and functioning. But things happen. Life happens, right? So when we have trauma, physical trauma, emotional trauma, childhood trauma, when we have negative thinking, stress, emotions that aren't processed, that all get stuck in the body and throws off the chakras. Now, when one chakra is thrown off, it affects the one above and below. And if you don't know what chakras are, like I said, there's energy vortexes. We have hundreds of them. I'm just going to go over our 7 main ones. So now you get to see if there's a mindset or energetic, we already have an emotional connection to the chakras. So tune in to what I'm about to say and see if there's another chakra that's speaking to you from your emotional state or your mental state. physically you already have the ones that spoke to you, right? So the first chakra that I'm going to talk about is your root chakra. It's your pelvic area, down your legs, your pelvic area down your legs. This is the chakra that like when it creates stability, security, um, uh, balance in your life. And when it's off balance, you can feel stuck, or you can feel like you're all over the place. You don't have your feet on the ground, or you don't know where to go. There's a lot of overthinking. A lot of constant questionings of yourself. And that chakra, when that's off, those are the symptoms of it. Emotionally, when it's off, you feel stuck. You can feel lost. You could feel, what's the word? Insecure, and it's just not, like, lacks stability in your life. So those are and the physical component is legs and your feet, if that part of your body is physically challenged. So write down root if those components of that chakra spoke to you. You have the emotion, you have the energetics. Now we're looking at the other things. So the sacral, which is the next chakra, is just below your belly button. And the sacral chakra is all about creativity and fun. It's where we process our emotions. It's where we allow our emotions to flow. We are, I'll say, the rawness of our emotions. We don't stuff them down, right? So if this chakra is out of balance, you lack creativity, you lack fun, you lack your femininity, you're stuck in the sense of you have rigid you're rigid, meaning there's no flow. If things go out of, like, if something A plus B is equals C, and you take a piece out of the equation, all of a sudden you don't know what to do. There's no flow in your life. There's no fluidity. It's all rigidness. Or there's the complete opposite. You're literally all over the place. All your emotions, instead of not having any emotions, all of your emotions are all over the place. And it's like you're on an emotional roller coaster, right? You're 1 second happy, 1 second mad, 1 second angry. Or you're completely numb. You completely don't have any clue as to what you're feeling because you stuff your emotions away and you don't allow your emotions to come out. So drop sacral if sacral feels like your chakra that you get to work on. Well, Heidi, after speaking with you today, that's no doubt, especially what's going on. So the next chakra is your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is just below your breastbone, and your solar plexus is all about confidence, owning your power, realizing your truest potential. It's about your personal power. You're taking your fun and your passion into the world, owning that. And so when when your solar plexus is out of alignment, you could have low self-esteem, or you can feel like you're always right, on the complete opposite. No one knows better than you. That was me. Right? That was definitely me. I knew everything. I didn't need anybody's help. I know everything. Nobody can do it better than me. It was all me. And then on the other hand, I was so insecure. I couldn't be around people. I didn't know if I would be able to be smart enough, or I could talk or understand or connect with people. So your solar plexus is, if you're, you want to look at, are you taking inspired action? Do you have low energy? Do you have a drive, or do you have you lack energy? You don't know what your purpose is. You're just moving through life. That's part of the solar plexus. Or you're Mrs. Right and egotistical, meaning you don't want to take chances. You want to make sure you put yourself in a place that you know you're right and you don't have to be uncomfortable. So drop down solar plexus if that's you. Okay. The next one is heart. Your heart is all about forgiveness. It's about giving and receiving and being open to trusting. We already know everybody's going to say heart because everybody talked about trust issues earlier, right? This is about the ability to give and receive. Who are my people pleasers out there? You give, but there's no receiving, right? You get put on the back burner. Nobody gives to you because you're not giving to you. You have to give to you and give out. Give and receive. Give and receive. It's a flow. Your heart flows just like the veins, right? The veins take your blood, your arteries take your blood out to your body. The vein takes your blood back to your heart. So if there's nothing coming back in, you're going to constantly give out and there won't be nothing left. So you get to work on giving to yourself, being kind to yourself, being gentle to yourself, and forgiving. So if you have trust issues, if you're angry, if you have resentment, these are all indications of the heart being out of balance. If you feel like you give, but nobody gives to you, that's your heart chakra. Then we go to the throat chakra, and this is where we get to be ourselves, be totally okay with the way we look, with the way we feel, have defined boundaries, being able to express who you truly are, express what you want and not feel bad or want to hurt somebody else's feelings by speaking up. This is where you own your voice, you own your desires, you are totally okay with who you are, what you believe. So if you have a problem saying no when you want to say no, or yes when you want to say yes, if you have a problem asking for what you want, for speaking up, for using your voice, for sharing your beliefs, this is your chakra that's out of balance. So write down throat if you feel throat is yours. And then you have the third eye. This is where you get the vision. You have the vision of your future. You get to see the possibilities instead of like all of the challenges in your life. You see possibilities. You have a way in the future. You have a future look for yourself. It's not that you're living in the future. You're living in the now, but seeing where you want to go. Having the ability, not necessarily, when I say visualize, not actually see visions, but visualize meaning sense and have an awareness of where you want to go. If your third eye is closed and blocked off, you can feel cloudy, uncertain, not knowing who you are. That's your third eye. Drop third eye if that's you. Then you have your crown chakra. This is your connection to your higher self. This is your connection to feeling guided and directed, purposeful. When that chakra is blocked, you're lost, maybe disconnected, don't know where you fit in the world, feeling like you don't belong. That's your crown chakra. So when you look at this, we did the energetic. See if your energetic, when you did the scan, is in alignment with the ones we spoke about. Now, what common question says, all of them, all of my chakras are out of balance. And the truth is, if one chakra is out of balance, it truly does affect the all. So going through what I just shared, and now I just gave you a really tiny snippet of each chakra, going with what I just shared, which one or two is speaking out to you? Which one or two is speaking out to you? What did your chakras tell you? And let me just give you a quick exercise for each one. The root chakra, if your root chakra is out of balance, you get to do the grounding exercise that I shared. Any of the exercises that I talked about tuning in, the breathing, the heart center breathing, the grounding exercise, the meditation. How is that possible? My battery said it's going. Good. Look at those four things that I shared. The sacral chakra is do something fun. Bring fun into your life. Because that's going to help you start to acknowledge some emotions. If it's the solar plexus, you could do the what's called the empowerment stance. Now, the empowerment stance is actually helps with all the chakras, but it's really good for the solar plexus. You stand with your hips face apart, hands behind your hips, and your shoulders back, chin up. So let's see, kind of like that. And you stand there for 3 minutes, and you don't have to do 3 minutes at a time. That's called your power stance. You don't have to do 3 minutes at a time. You could do 30 seconds, 30 seconds, and 30 seconds. It actually was proven in in studies by Harvard that it actually brings empowerment to you, confidence. Those that want more confidence, that should be a daily exercise. For your heart, you can work on forgiveness through a prayer called Ho'oponopono. If your heart was your chakra, direct message me, and I will send you a video for the Ho'oponopono that will explain it and give you tell you how to use it. It's a powerful, powerful healing process that helps you forgive. So, or you can Google Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. For your throat chakra, practice saying no in the next couple days. Practice saying no when you want to say no, and yes when you want to say yes. For your third eye, you want to develop some affirmations. It takes 20 positive affirmations to counteract one negative affirmation. So you decide how many affirmations you need. I say 100 to get started. So positive affirmations, I am statements. I am awesome. I am creative. I am possible. I am worthy of success. I am authentic. I am fun. I am creative. I am balanced, whatever it is. You can even take chakras for affirmations for each chakras. And then for your crown chakra, work on if crown chakra was your thing, I would say begin to detox your thoughts through meditations or through journaling. Those are two great ways to help the crown chakras. So here's what we're going to do, because there's limited time slots. Angelica, we already have 2 people, right? Let me see. We already have 2 people. I don't know how many time slots you have left for this. What do you have, 5? Clarity calls left after those 2? Something like that, right? I'm going to just say 5. I know you're watching, but you're a little bit delayed. So the first 5 people that drop down my biggest chakra that I feel is out of balance, you just put biggest chakra and then which one it is, biggest chakra and which one it is. So the biggest chakra that you feel is out of balance, drop that in right now. Biggest chakra, heart, biggest chakra, root, biggest chakra, whatever. You will get a free clarity call, 15-minute call with Angelica, who will help give you some guidance on your chakra. So if you are my client, please do not take advantage of this. You get the help anyway. So, but your biggest chakra, first 5 people. So we will have 7 total today. Love the people that are taking action. Action plus knowledge equals transformation. So you are already breaking the pattern of being stuck, of sitting in not knowing what to do. You're beginning to build your trust by taking action. I would love right now to, and if you commented biggest chakra, please take advantage of the call, because we're giving it to the first 5 people. So you comment it, take advantage of it. Don't put it out there if you don't want the call, right? So we'll get your call booked, and Angelica will send you a message, and our Irish will send you a message with Angelica's link, and we will get you booked. But book your call, show up on your call, be in alignment with what you just did. Listen to that. Bill, whoever just took advantage of these calls, your intuition said go for it. So follow through, build that trust, follow through. So take advantage of that. I would love for you to right now drop down your aha moment from today's class. What is your aha moment? What is the thing that resonated most with you? What did you learn? What did you feel? What did you experience that was your aha moment? Drop that down. Action plus knowledge equals transformation. I love that reminder. Yes, it's so true. So tomorrow we're going to be diving into your emotions, because emotions are your attraction factors, and we get to learn how to process these emotions so that we can move through them, so that we can live in the emotions and the vibration of what we want in life, right? That what we want in life. So tomorrow is all about emotions, and we get to really tap into that. I will read any questions, drop any questions below that you have here. I will most certainly go back and read through the comments and see myself and my team and take advantage of the call for those that took advantage of it. And I can't wait to read your aha moments. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.